I want to cry right now.
I'm going back to my house.
You're not going to help me through this? But the whales, Jesse. The whale. How the fuck could they do that? That was such a bad episode ending. What the fuck? Man, I remember when we were taking our pre-episode selfie like we always do, we just looked so hopeful. Only if my powers could go back further and stop us from playing the damn thing. Oh, that's one for the record books.
Dude, let's start this.
You know, as much as I love Life is Strange as you, I'm thinking it's not the best thing to do tonight. You want to go see The Hobbit? It's in the Dollar Theater now, and we never watched it.
Sure, man. I've been wanting to watch it.
Yeah, let's fucking go. Where am I?
Where's Jamie's husband?
Oh, it's drug night already?
Yeah, dude. It's always the same day of the week.
Yeah. Oh, you came here this time? Ever since the depression fit didn't work for you, you just turned to hardcore drugs?
Yeah, man, I heard it gets you feel bad. It gets a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, what the fuck are you doing in a wheelchair?
You reckon when we to the hockey road?
What the fuck have I... done.
Okay, episode 3 of Life is Strange, Chaos Theory. Oh, that sounds pretty badass to say, actually. Chaos Theory. Alright, I'm getting distracted. Anyway, on to episode 3. This is going to be the make or break episode of the first season, because, let's face it, after I review this, you have seen me review over half of the first season, and then we just have the last 2 episodes to look forward to. So where's episode 3 fair? Let's go ahead and dig right into that. Okay, the production of episode 3, Chaos Theory. God damn it, I gotta stop saying that, but it's so much fucking fun. Anyway, moving on. How is this episode's production fare in comparison to episode 1 and 2 production-wise? The answer? Not that much. You can literally take the production stuff that I've said from episode 1 and 2 reviews and put it here in this review, and it's almost the exact fucking same. That being said, I'm still going to hit the bullet points for you guys. For the $5 that you're spending per each episode and combined value of $15, all 3 episodes have the great production of an awesome watercolor art style, great sound design. Like, really, if they release this sound score on a CD for me to buy, I will buy it after the episode is done. I have loved the soundtrack throughout that much. Anyway, on top of the amazing art style and soundtrack, you have an overall great artistic view and everything else, and it holds up cinematically really well. That being said, this doesn't come without its hiccups. Ultimately, it does still have the frame rate issues of episode 2, which I'm a little bit upset with, but they'll probably patch them as fast as they did with episode 2. So if they do that, I'm completely fucking fine with this. That being said, you also have the bad lip sync, the rolled textures, and the few areas that just don't look that great or look low quality in comparison to everything else. But for the $5 you're spending per episode, it's damn good production and rises above what you expect from a $5 episodic game. Now, as far as the length goes, because you guys really want to know the length, and I make it a point to address it, you guys are like haters, but how long is this game? I'll tell you how long it is. It's 3 hours long at the very most, like episode 1 and 2, and that's what you have to be ready to expect. If you do everything that you possibly can in this episode, it's 3 hours. If you don't do that, you can beat it within 1 to 3 hours. You can go as fast or as slow as you want to, but ultimately it is 3 hours at the very fucking most, which I'm completely fucking fine with. For the $5 that I've spent for this episode, I don't feel swindled in any way. Matter of fact, I would have probably paid a little bit more for the episodes if I knew they were going to be this good. That being said, for the $5, I'm completely fine with it, and it is a worthwhile value. And that completely rounds out the production, so let's just go to the gameplay now. Okay, the gameplay of episode 3. It's pretty much the same as episode 1 and 2, but I mean, what do you expect? I mean, damn guys, it's not like I'm reviewing another part in a series or something. Wait a second. That's exactly what I'm doing, and this is just a very poorly made joke in the middle of the review. Damn. Anyway, moving on. In all honesty, the gameplay doesn't do any real leaps and bounds above what episode 1 and 2 did, and I kind of don't even feel a point to really repeat myself about it. So ultimately, I'm going to say the gameplay is the exact same from episode 1 and 2, and you do visit a couple new areas, being the pool at Blackwell and Frank's RV. Those are the only 2 new areas that you get to go to, but for the most part, it does rely on the great gameplay that we've had in episodes 1 and 2, which, again, throughout an episodic season, I'm completely fine with. I don't expect the gameplay to have leaps and bounds changed between each episode. I don't expect that at all. So episode 3 is just a great follow-up to the gameplay that I already loved. Had a couple nice experiments in the new areas. The best example of this is ultimately being the small stealth area that you had at the pool. Ultimately, it's not anything like groundbreakingly big or significant to the game, but it's not even tout worthy, but it's nice that they were actually at least playing with a couple new things this episode, because you do at least have a small stealth section and a couple other areas that do actually change up what you've been doing throughout the 3 episodes, and I really like that. So episode 3, it's more of the same great gameplay, it just they varied it up where they need to, and it feels fresh enough. Like, it's not getting stale yet. If it doesn't change by the last 2 episodes at least a little bit, I'm probably going to feel a little staled out by the gameplay, but as of right now, the gameplay is just a great follow-up to what I already knew. Okay, the story for episode 3. Now, I'm going to have to fight really hard to contain my excitement about this episode's story, so if I ever flip out or get overly excited, you've been warned. I'm just going to let you know, because if it happens, there's no stopping me. There's just not. Anyway, episode 3 picks up right where episode 2 left off, which, given the week deadline that we have with episodes, it has to do that. Each of these episodes have to be right after each other for the full season. So you're going to have to ask yourself how okay you are with that immediately. Me personally, I'm completely fine with it. Now, all the concepting that I brought up before in my previous episode reviews of both episode 1 and 2, it's still true. You still have the recourse for time travel. The pop culture's still done really well. And it still concepts high school life well, in my opinion. It still does all of that great. So ultimately, now what we need to get onto is the framework of the story. Oh my, I'm going to have so much fun talking about this. Okay, episode 3 was the perfect escalation episode that it needed to be. When I say this, is that it escalated everything to the next level. It got us ready for the amazing conflict that's going to happen in episode 4. 4 is where we're going to get all of our answers and revelations and everything else. And I can't wait. I don't even know what they're going to do fully, but that's what's going to happen. Now, to summarize the general story for this episode is, you play as Max waking up, immediately having the recourses of episode 2, whether they were good or bad. I'm not going to say of what, but you'll know once you play the games. You'll know. Now, you immediately have that recourse, then you go on to meet up with Chloe, and then both of you spend most of this episode investigating all the ominous shit going around Arcadia Bay and Blackwell, which there's a lot of it happening right now, holy shit levels, this could be a conspiracy movie level shit happening. Anyway, you investigate the school, find out what's going on at the school. Why have people got missing? Why has someone tried to kill themselves? Why is there all this weird, bizarre weather happening? Is the tornado from episode 1 even going to happen? What is this time travel? Episode 3 seeks out to answer these questions. It doesn't answer all of them, but it does shed light in needed areas. Now, with that being said, the story's fucking fantastic. Max is physically improved drastically as a character from episode 1, 2, 3. I cannot tout that enough. So ultimately, episode 3 is the great fucking episode that needed to be. It's the perfect escalationary episode. And oh my god, the fucking plot twist at the end of this. Holy shit. Like, I didn't see it coming. I don't think anyone did. But it left it so goddamn open-ended to where I'm just so hyped for episode 4 where I don't even know if it can deliver. But as of right now, episode 3 story is fucking phenomenal. No one saw that plot twist coming. Holy shit. Ooh, okay, I gotta calm down, but I'm serious. That plot twist just opened up so many avenues, did so many plot changes. You don't know what's going to happen episode 4. You have no idea if you can even fix what you've done, or if it's stuck like that. You just basically having time being like, if you mess with time, this is what happens. And for that plot twist alone, I'm way more excited for episode 4 than I have been for any of the other episodes because it has to be our conflict-area episode this season. If it's not, it's going to be a real disappointment, but as of right now, I'm really fucking hyped for episode 4. So, let's go ahead and talk about the verdict in the game overall and just wrap this up. Life is Strange Episode 3 is the great escalation episode that needs to be. It explores more into the characters. Max is physically improved. It's actually going out for the answers. It's your job to do that. It explored a couple new ideas into the gameplay, and ultimately, while it does have the productionary problems of the past two, it's not as bad as it was with Episode 2, and has a phenomenal story out of all the episodes, which is why Episode 3 gets an 8.75 out of 10. Like, it's that fucking good. You should at least give this episode, well, not this episode, but you should at least play episodes 1, 2, and 3. And if you aren't fully invested, this just isn't the game for you. But for the $15 that costs for those 3 episodes right now, this is a fucking phenomenal value. And with that little bit of information, I will leave you, and I will see you guys in whatever video I do next. Bitches.